And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go visit our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're in Cheviot. They're right on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your drinks, but you don't need to do that. Just hang out at Hail Mary's. They've got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. They have the Direct TV sports package, so they'll have on all the games. And, of course, Cincinnati sports always up on that 9-screen video wall. They have a brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines, and ice cold Cincy Light in a 32.8 degree frosted glass. How's it going, Aaron?
It's going. Busy day.
Hey, you had 45 seconds and you took a drink at 40. I can see you in the little screen. I'm wrapping it up. I'm saying in a 32.8 degree frost, and then Aaron takes a big drink. How are you dehydrated from sitting on the riding mower all day today?
I mean, I woke up and made breakfast tacos on the Blackstone, and
nice
4 hours of mowing.
Well, in between,
it's been a busy day.
In between, we saw the Bearcats 2025 season come to an end at the hands of Wake Forest in the Knoxville Regional. They did win their first game on Friday, but unfortunately didn't have enough last night against a really good Tennessee team, and then kind of flipped the script from the Wake game the first time around. Wake got out in front, kind of kept Cincinnati at bay. They never really got the bats fully going. Tried to make a late rally of it, but couldn't sustain it, couldn't pull themselves back into the picture. And it's unfortunate. They finished the season 33-26. They get their first at-large berth to the NCAA tournament since the 70s. Made significant progress in year 2 under Jordan Bischel after a really strong start to year 1. They were better this year. When you look at this roster, it looks like they once again have a chance to be pretty dang good next year. It'll be without a couple important guys, but honestly, Aaron, it felt like without Landon Vitterick, this offense just didn't have all the bullets in the gun to go up against two of the best offenses in college baseball in Wake Forest and Tennessee.
Well, I mean, you couple that with the fact that you had today 8 hits, 2 walks, only 2 of those hits go for extra bases. You leave 8 guys stranded on the day. Just you weren't able to really get things going at the same time.
Well, the problem was, Aaron, a lot of that was late. Like, they got the first 2 runners on with no outs in the first inning. And then I think, if my memory is correct, Matthew Dallas, the starter from Wake, then retired like 16 of the next 18. Like, he was just mowing people down. And that's another thing, man. Like, Wake and Tennessee are farther along in their progression. They're better built for this format. Cincinnati had 2 good starters and didn't have really anybody that you could call on that you would call a stopper after those 2 guys. And you had, one threw 117 pitches on Friday, the other threw 110 pitches on Saturday. There wasn't a whole lot of arms left in the tank by Sunday.
Well, not to mention, had you actually won this game and had to play Tennessee again, tonight and tomorrow?
Yeah.
If you somehow beat Tennessee tonight, who the hell was going to be pitching tonight?
Jordan Bischel's 3 sons that were on the podium with him after the game we're gonna have to get loose in the bullpen.
Oh man.
So I mean, but yeah, that's go ahead.
I'm with you. I totally understand. Like when you have the maturation of a program over the course of decades compared to, just kind of putting this thing together here over
2
the course of the
years.
last 2 years.
Yeah.
And you truthfully, Bishop kind of lucked into Carrington Cross. I mean, he was already here, and he kept him here because, as he says, it was an easy sell to keep him as you were going into the Big 12. And he emerged as not just a star, but a superstar. And unfortunately, he really wasn't even able to get anything going today with the team more or less on his back. So I don't know. It's as a fan, it's frustrating, but as a baseball, I mean, as you look at the 40,000-foot view, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, that's the next step is you build up a program to be a contender to make the NCAA tournament, and then that has to be the first step. You got to be good enough to get in to the NCAA tournament. Last year they kind of just fell short. Probably didn't do enough in the non-conference in that, that transitional period where your coach is coaching his first games at the helm. Got better as the year went on, just missed. Then this year they make it, and it feels like they made it pretty comfortably. It didn't feel like they were really close to the bubble. Everybody had them in. Yeah. And now you have to start looking at, okay, what's the next step? The next step's winning a regional. To do that, the pitching staff is going to have to come a little bit farther along. But it's hard, man. Like without Vitterick, who is ultimately probably your most versatile hitter. Cross was the star, but Vitterick could get on, could steal bases, had some pop.
Batted both ways too, didn't he?
Yeah,
from both sides of the plate.
So that's just a almost a devastating blow for this team to not have Vitterick for those 2 games, the 2 most important games, trying to get into the regional final against Tennessee, and then today against Wake Forest. But when you watched it, Aaron, last night was pretty evident Tennessee had the better number 2 starter.
Well,
and today was pretty evident
that's
Wake
where
Forest had the better number 3.
That's to your point, though. I think that's where you're wondering what if, because you had it down to really the tying run was on deck. If Vitterick plays, maybe Tennessee doesn't have the better number 2. You know what I mean? Or
but that got into their pen. Well, Tennessee was up big.
Tennessee should have a better pen too.
Okay, Aaron, but that's not the point that I'm making. In terms of starters, when you get into day 2 and 3, the reason Tennessee and Wake Forest are ahead of Cincinnati as a program is because they have more depth at the top of their rotation, and probably would have been more prepared tonight had they had to face one of those 2 teams tonight and go on to, option number 4, which, that's just, it's forcing a situation. And Cincinnati did have a couple injuries to pitchers earlier in the year where that depleted what they expected to have. So you hope you get some of those guys back. Nathan Taylor's going to be back, barring a transfer or whatever. I don't see that as something that people are talking about, but just, you never know in today's crazy day and age. But it feels like this was a good continuation, Aaron, of year 1. They learned what it was like to compete in the Big 12, be on the bubble, be in contention for an NCAA tournament. Year 2, you made it. And you got to go down to a regional and play the defending national champion and another program that has been kind of rolling of late and has been through this before. They have guys that have experienced this. Cincinnati didn't. So now you hope you continue to build. And then when you get back here next year, guess what? Now your guys are the guys that have some experience in this environment. But that, and man, you go through the postseason, they had some freshmen that really stepped up late in the season to kind of help further, the process and get them here.
Yeah, we discussed that a couple nights ago.
Yeah,
just how many freshmen contributed to that win on Friday. But yeah, no, nothing to hang your head on. I think you can actually hang your hat on this season because it was a hell of a year. You did see Bishop get emotional at Carrington Cross's last at bat. He was visibly trying to hide that emotion under the bill of his cap. Doesn't strike me as a guy who gets super emotional often like that. And I don't think he knew what to do with
it. He was hiding his face from the camera.
But I
think he gave it one of these at one point in time.
He did. I think this team though exemplified his personality, and the broadcasting crew actually brought that up today at one point as well. So I don't know. You got, I believe, the best ranked class ever coming in next season for Cincinnati baseball.
It's good. The one that they're really knocking it out of the park so far is 26, which would be the following year. Guys that would be, going into their senior year. But good class coming in, another good class lined up behind that. Like Bishop feels like he's starting to get it lined up.
And who knows what you're able to do in the transfer portal as you are able to say, hey, we made it to as an at-large bid and Big 12 and I don't know. I think that this team is certainly trending up and makes me a little nervous about how long are we able to hold on to Bishop, but it's a good problem.
You're John Cunningham. You better be doing everything possible to make sure that man has the resources he's looking for and a contract on his desk that keeps him here for as long as he's willing to stay.
Monday morning, that contract needs to have already been drawn up
tonight, like when the bus pulls back up.
You got a minute?
Something on your desk I need you to see. All right, that's it's gonna wrap it up. Great season for the baseball team.
I would be remiss if I didn't say congrats to Wright State, my alma mater. They did take out They took out number 1.
They did. First time
Makes
ever
me wonder
that a number 1 seed did not advance out of the regional.
Makes me wonder if Cincinnati had gotten that draw instead of Knoxville, how that might have gone.
Yeah. But, oh, well. Such is life. All right. That's a wrap. We'll see you tomorrow night. Nico Palizzetti joins us on the BBP. That's the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!